Hello everyone. Let me know that you can hear me by typing prayers for all in the chat. Prayers for all, so that I know that you can hear me on this Tuesday morning, which is, I'm seeing in the chat. I was looking at the chat while we were having our intros playing, and I'm noticing everyone talking about their weather and all of that. It's actually gloomy here where I am. I'm not saying where, but it's gloomy. And I actually am right in front of the window. So, um, yeah, I still like to have the sunlight, the daylight, or whatever. But we talk about that stuff in the, in the Facebook VIP, Vale's Important People community. So, if you are not a part of that, that's the place to go to get more of my randomness and all that good stuff, and purpose driven and shenanigans and all that good stuff. So join it if you haven't. And today, well, first, thank all of you who are Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Well, we're not on Instagram yet. We're gonna be on Instagram and TikTok. I ain't gonna say I'm working on it. I'm gonna start working on getting us on those platforms for these lives as well. We're gonna try to have these more often. If Vale don't get in his own way. So we're pushing for that. Definitely please hit that like in efforts, because we gotta go. We're trying to hit that 50K. So in efforts to do that, please like this video, share it as well, would be very helpful. It really does a lot to help this channel grow. And in the chat, also let me know where you are viewing from, what city or state you're viewing from, because our family is all over the place. All the good people who are connected to the randomness of Vale and Vale B Reacts, which is our new channel name, coming soon. It's about to change, y'all. Get ready. Don't be confused. I'm still here. It's still me. It's not a twin. It's not a stunt double. The name of the channel is changing, but I'm still the same person. And the content is going to be what you're watching now, pretty much. And then we're going to grow, of course. So this morning, Oak Park, Illinois. Look at that. That's a neighbor. But this morning we actually it's gloomy outside here where I am, but it's also somewhat of a gloomy topic day. But we got to talk about these things, and these are the things we bond over. It's life, right? So today we're going to talk about Leslie Jordan, the actor who unfortunately passed away on yesterday. And then we have the St. Louis school. I don't know. I'm probably this video ain't gonna get monetized most likely, because of all the tragedy we're talking about in this video. So please remember to show your support by super chatting, and Cash Apping is even better, because then they don't take none of my money out of that. At least YouTube don't get none of my money. But anyway, so the school shooting, I'm just going to use the real words. So the unfortunate high school shooting in St. Louis that occurred on yesterday. And then we have, I just noticed this last night. I actually had my topics for the day, and then noticed it as I was getting ready to head to bed, that Kim Zolciak, originally from the Real Housewives of Atlanta, don't be tardy for the party. She and her family are, unfortunately, their home is being foreclosed. Their mansion is being foreclosed. So we'll talk a little bit about that. And then lastly, I don't have a ton to talk about with this today, but I'm kind of giving you guys a preview and want to cover just something I saw on Twitter, which is Darius Crooks, who is still crooking. He's still out there crooking, y'all. He's a social media influencer / predator. I've had personal interactions with him for many years, so I'm fully aware that the accusations and all of that have been coming out for well over a decade on him, and more publicly in the past 2 years, are very true. So that's why I continue to talk about it, and I will continue to talk about it. I know some of you follow him. That's fine. I'm not going to, hold that against you, but I want you to be aware of who you're really following and supporting. So anyway, and those who don't know who he is and don't support him, I want them to beware. Beware. But anyway, let's get into our stories. First, we have the unfortunate story of, hold on, y'all. I'm trying to get situated. Of comedian and actor Leslie Jordan, who died unfortunately in a car crash at the age of 67. I'm gonna play. Well, no. Okay, this is what I was gonna do. Give me a second, y'all. Amateur at work, getting used to all this. Trying to add more to our experience. All right, there we go. So this here is an actual scene of, unfortunately, where his car crashed. And so what they're saying is that he was driving his car and had some kind of some kind of medical emergency, and unfortunately crashed into the building. Now, I read somewhere where someone was saying they saw skid marks or whatever, and I'm like, we're looking right here. That's his gray BMW, and that tent around it is, for those who may not know, it was not there previously. It's for the police, the detectives or whatever, and so they kind of set up a remote investigative scene. So that's what that's there for. So we can see the car there, the lights are flashing. I don't know if the lights were flashing, if he did that, or if I don't know, it seemed odd if the police did that. But unfortunately he passed away, and they said when they got to the car, he was already no longer with us. So just a little bit, I actually pulled up an article as well. Bear with me, amateur work. My brain, y'all, this morning, I don't know, it's like sluggish. Here we go. Pull that down. And then we want to share our screen. Here we go. So according to the Los Angeles Times, he was Leslie Jordan. He was on Will and Grace. Actually, that's where I really kind of fell in love with him. Like, he's actually one of my favorite actors. Like, I'm thoroughly entertained when I see him on anything. Like, if I see that he's in it, I'm like, I want to check it out. I just want to see it, because I know if nothing else is going to be interesting, his part is going to be interesting. So he was on Will and Grace for many years. They say he's also been on American Horror Story on Netflix. And then they're saying that as of when the pandemic happened, he ended up, he was on TikTok, and he had about 80,000 followers. And through him just putting out, I'm seeing Purple Lady saying Leslie made the cutest TikToks. So from that, he took off to a few million, I think they said about 5 million followers on TikTok. So what that did for his career is actually made it where he attracted a younger demographic as well. So he's well known and well beloved. But it says here pretty much what I'm saying, but I'm gonna read it for you guys real quick, some of it. It says Jordan was behind the wheel of a BMW when he crashed into the side of a building at Canoa Boulevard, and at 9:30 a.m. in Los Angeles, police department officer told the Times long-term actor and writer was declared deceased at the scene, and it was not immediately clear whether he was deceased in the crash, like if the crash caused it, or if he suffered a medical emergency beforehand. Now, I know this is saying opposite of what I literally just told y'all, but what I heard was they were saying that it was the medical emergency. But they said, but the condition of the vehicle suggests Jordan may have lost control before slamming into the building. Law enforcement sources say. So very, very sad story. And the other thing was that hold on, y'all, still trying to learn this stuff. The other thing was that he is, besides his acting credits, like, he had literally just purchased a condo, and I actually pulled a clip of that. Let me see. Here we go. Here we go, y'all. Here we go. I'm gonna try to catch it at the beginning. So he bought a condo, his first condo, and he basically did a TikTok on it.
Well, guess where I am? I'm way up in the sky in a new condo that I just bought. 67 years old, and I have my first condo. Moving on up to the east side, to a deluxe apartment in the sky. Moving on up to the east side, I finally got a piece of the pie. Woo.
So that was a little TikTok he did, and literally not too long ago he purchased his first condo. I'm assuming he's owned properties before. He may be saying like his first literally condo in like a high-rise building. I'm assuming, but I don't know. Some actors rent and stuff, and I'm sure being on TikTok, some of y'all don't know how much money is out here in this social media land. So I'm sure that began to be a very good income for him in addition to his acting credits. Another thing that I used to love that he was in was Cool Kids. I don't know how many of you are familiar with this show because it only lasted one season, and it was starring David Allen Greer, Vicki Lawrence from Mama's Family, like that old, what was that, 1980? Wasn't that like a late 1980s show, Mama's Family? But they were in it, and it was about seniors living in a retirement community and just up to shenanigans. So they acted a lot like teenagers, but it was so good. And when it got canceled after the first season, I was like, are you kidding me? It's a good show. So I don't know what happened, why it didn't last. Maybe me and It's Me, Kimberly were the only ones watching it and loving it. But I see Precious G saying it too. So a few of us loved it. But yeah, unfortunately it didn't last. But I really enjoyed that show. But my absolute favorite was seeing him on Will and Grace. His character, I think it was Leslie Nielsen or something. Correct? Yeah, Leslie. Wait, was it? Y'all correct me in the chat. What was his character's name on Will and Grace? But it was hilarious, and I love to see him banter back and forth with Karen on the show. It was just hilarious. So, lastly, you can tell that he was genuinely, like, you can tell when someone passes away, like who they really were. And Beverly Leslie, thank you so much. It's me, Kimberly. So yeah, his character's name was Beverly Leslie on Will and Grace. But you can tell basically the kind of life someone has lived by how people respond once they pass away. And we see here, there were a lot of celebrities who were taking to their Twitters and sending their condolences, etc., and sharing little tidbits. I love Will and Grace too. I actually watch it usually almost once a year. I'll literally watch all the way through, and it's time again. I didn't do it last year though. But anyway, RuPaul's Drag Race, the show, sent a tweet rather, to us saying, "Rest in peace, Leslie Jordan. Thank you for your countless laughs, for sharing and for sharing your spirit with us." Then we have Kim Fields from Tootie, and her one season on The Real Housewives of Atlanta, and many other credits. Y'all know she's a real actress. But anyway, Kim Fields says, "I can barely see through my tears to write this. I love my dear friend so much. Profound heartbreak and devastation has taken over all of me." Well, shit, Dak. But for me, this was like seeing some of these, and I literally just browsed for like 2 to 3 minutes, if not even that long, probably a minute and a half, 2 minutes, just kind of seeing like, okay, I'm seeing comments about him, and let me see the celebrities. And these were the people who were popping up, and it's like, wow, he really was well known, but knew some people of note and had relationships with them, and obviously positive ones. You have Lady Bunny, who is another gay icon. She says, "Leslie Jordan and I were both from Chattanooga. In my teens, I was the bus boy to his waiter. Then we'd hit the clubs and carry on. He was a riot. I later got to see his hysterical one-man show and open for him once. Sweet guy and so talented. R.I.P." Then we had Mayim Black. I forgot how to pronounce her name. This Blossom. For those of y'all in my age group, this Blossom. She says they broke the mold when they made Leslie Jordan. He was a dear mentor and a beloved friend. I will miss him so much. It's unimaginable that he's gone. Rest well, sweet buddy. And then I only got a couple. Y'all, we ain't gonna do this for a long time. But Michael Rappaport, he said Leslie was a gorgeous, hilarious, consistently nice man. He had such a great time working with him, and he was a pisser every single time I saw him or spoke with him. Such a unique and genuine guy. And that's what I kind of gathered from some of the things I've seen over the years with him. And he, like, you know, it might be some backstage behind the scenes stuff. And what we saw on TikTok, I would see that then. So it's kind of like he was very consistent, like Rappaport is saying. And then what I thought was interesting was Linda Carter. For those of you who don't know, I didn't enlarge her picture. She is, well, really, I pulled it for those of us who do know. This Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman even knew him. And she said, Leslie put a smile on the faces of so many, especially with his pandemic videos. She even knew about that. What a feat to keep all us laughing and connected in such difficult times. It feels so cruel that this could happen to such a beautiful soul. Yeah, it's unfortunate. And then I found this to be, I mean, this is sweet, but I found this to be hilarious at the same time, where Grindr risked Leslie rip to a legend, rest in peace, rather, to a legend, will forever stand, meaning be a fan or stand for Leslie Jordan. What I found hilarious about that is that, for those of you who don't know, Grindr is a gay sex hookup app. So you use your phone to find people to, you know, go bust down with. So, but they, you know, they honoring him as well. And then lastly, we have the Jennifer Hudson show. And it says, Leslie Jordan touched so many hearts, including ours. He was not only a beloved comedian, but our dear friend, sending our love and condolences to his family and friends and fans. So I actually pulled this one. I wish I had pulled the other thing that I've been wanting to talk to y'all about in regards to the Jennifer Hudson show. So, and rest in heaven to Leslie Jordan, prayers to his family, friends, everyone who's connected and affected by the loss of such greatness, including us. To be honest, I feel this too, which is why I'm covering it. Now let's get to the shenanigans. So Jennifer Hudson show, because I had to balance. I can't be depressed, y'all. Like, I'm the kind of person that, you know, me and my family, we got that sense of humor where we laugh at the once we leave the funerals, like we're cracking up and joking. Like, yeah, that's how I get through. But I've been wanting to talk about Jennifer Hudson for a minute, and I'm not going to do it in this one because that's not our main topic. But I wanted to know how interested y'all are in talking about our assessment of her show. I love Jennifer Hudson, so it's not like to drag her or anything like that. Love Jennifer Hudson, and she's from Chicago, from Inglewood. I'm familiar with that neighborhood and everything. So, and you know, been following her since American Idol and all that. So, love Jennifer Hudson. I'm not sure how I feel about this show. I already knew. I was like, huh? Jennifer Hudson talk show? What? So I have watched clips. I have not watched an entire episode, but I have watched clips, and I have been cringing because I'm like, it don't feel. I need to produce that show. That's what I need to produce it, because it's like they've taken that, and I'm getting too deep already. But they're taking that talk show model, the Ellen model, and trying to put it on Jennifer versus taking Jennifer and creating a show that embodies her. It just like her anecdotal stories, her monologues, or whatever you want to call them. She's talking about gym shoes, her son wanting expensive gym shoes the other day. It's not a bad story. It's just the way they had her telling it. It don't feel. When I see Jennifer Hudson, I feel like I want to kick it with her. When I watch that show, I'm like, I want to run away from her. And that's not how it should be. And I know it's not. I truly feel like it's not really her. I feel like they're trying to mold her into something. And for better or worse, she's just kind of trying to fit the mold. And it's even like a cautionary tale, like when you look at Tabitha Brown and her issue with the Food Network. These are things I've been wanting to talk to y'all about, but then I don't record and put stuff out. But now we go live so I can talk. But anyway, Tabitha Brown basically the Food Network breaking up with her because she wouldn't let them reinvent her. And I wish that Jennifer would put her foot down a little bit more and be more authentic, because what I'm seeing on TV is not a Southside Chicago girl. I'm seeing a Hollywood actress who's trying to have a talk show. And so, yeah. And because I don't think it was a horrible, well, I would have never thought to put her on the talk show. I will say that. But I don't feel like it's a total waste. Like, oh, just give it up and move on. I feel like, let's fix this. Let's try to fix this. You're not Sherry Shepherd. Sherry Shepherd is doing a damn good job on her show, but she's made for that. And she kind of fits that mold in a different kind of way. She's also from Chicagoland, like Hoffman Estates or something, suburbs of Chicago. But, and I hate I didn't pull the picture up, but she wore a purple, I think it was the same day she told, if y'all, any of y'all seen it, y'all let me know in the chat. But the day she told the story about the expensive $20,000 gym shoes and her son wanting gym shoes and all of that, she had on like this purple blazer. And why did it look like she was a 5-year-old little girl playing dress up in her mommy's clothes? I'm like, why is that? Is that supposed to be the style for a jacket to drape over you ladies now? Like, is that something new happening? I'm not trendy and stuff like that. So it looked very ill-fitting. I know she's on TV and they got a budget for that, so I'm sure it was supposed to be something. It looked horrible on her. It looked bad. And I ain't even a fashion person, but I was like, y'all get her out of that. Don't mess up my Jennifer. Don't do that to her. Jesus. Anyway, so we can talk about that a little later in another live or whatever. But I had to vent. I'm feeling her. Oh, you're not feeling her. Felicia B says she's not feeling her wardrobe either. Yeah, and that wasn't the first outfit. That was another one. That was kind of, for me, the icing on the cake. Like, who's styling her? I'll style her. I can't even style myself, but I'm gonna style her because I'll be like, nope, nope. I ain't gonna be able to offer no suggestions, but nope. That's all I got for you. All right. So again, have to have a little levity in between all of this harshness of this cruel world that we're all trying to survive in. So that takes us to our next story, which is the unfortunate St. Louis high school shooting. Someone had it. It was a couple people, but it was one person I saw first who had sent it to me. We put it in our Facebook VIP group, and yeah, I got to dig into it a little bit more this morning, and it's a very unfortunate story. So what I'm going to do here is play our clip. It's right here. Okay. Bear with me, amateur at work. Well, let's take that down. No, it won't take that down. There we go. It's coming up, y'all. There we go. I caught myself trying to get creative with the editing behind the scenes. It's like we hear gunshots.
I was in the dance room and all I heard was 2 shots, and he came in there with a gun. And I was trying to run and I couldn't run. And me and him made eye contact, and I'm glad I made it out because his gun got jammed. But we saw blood on the floor. I think somebody got shot.
How did you get out?
I ran through the doors. I can't explain. So we was by the office. We was in a room by the office, close to the office. And the lady came in there, the officer came in there, and it was like, hurry up, close your door and lock it, like it was an intruder drill, but we didn't know if it was real or not. And then next thing you know, we just heard gunshots. And then it just was like spaced out. Then it was like multiple gunshots. Then it was singular gunshots. It was just like.
Did you shoot at your door? Your mother said maybe they shot at your door.
They didn't shoot at our door. They just was banging on it, pulling on it, trying to get in.
The shooter was banging on it, trying to get in?
And they was trying to pretend like they was the police to get in through. And then they pulled the fire alarm.
You see True right in front of you. Go to True.
Okay, she said, she texted me this morning and said that it was an intruder in there. And then she was like, Mom, hurry up. They're shooting. She didn't know how many people it was. So I just left work and I just ran here to get her. Police wouldn't tell us nothing. When we got here, I just started hearing shots, and they just made us get down, and they told us to get away from the scene. So she was communicating with me inside and letting me know that everything is okay. I'm not there yet. I'm still in the alley walking. And so they told us that they got the shooter. So she's been communicating everything that she's seeing. I told her to be quiet. I told her friends that's in the room to be quiet. And she said they shot the door, but nobody got in there. I think they were trying. But I'm thankful to God that the police so happened to get them and so happened to stop them from getting inside the door. So I'm glad she was able to communicate.
So yeah, that's that was or is extremely sad. And I started thinking, like, when I watched, as I was pulling that clip and everything and watched it the first time, not only the students, like, look how traumatized they are. And I just saw somebody saying that they hope that they are able to get the counseling that they need, both the students and the teachers. That's horrific. Like, that's not something you recover from. And then you have the parents and you see one, rushing to the school, and being on the phone. Can you imagine being on the phone with your child and trying to tell them what to do to pray that their lives will be saved? And I don't know what's happening with these school shootings. Like, it's becoming a thing. Well, it's been a long time, y'all, that they've been happening, but it just seems like it's more often now, for sure. This is not a concern that I had in school. I was concerned. Now, we had metal. When I went to school, our sophomore year in high school, and I went to school in Chicago, is when we got metal detectors. But we weren't afraid of mass shootings, and it wasn't for that. It was kind of more individual, kind of like, don't bring no knife kind of thing. But I did pull the article. I pulled an article from the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, which is one of my favorite papers to check out for local news, because of the fact that they have been very diligent and also covering the Sweetie Pies, Tim Norman saga. And yeah, so I love them. And they do a wonderful job with it. And got to meet Erin, she covers the Tim Norman. Got to meet her during the trial. So anyway, pull them up, and the headline reads, student killed in St. Louis school shooting, loved art and was always smiling, is someone's quote. And so it says, Alexandra Bell, 16, loved art and was constantly smiling, friends and teachers said. And the sophomore was taken out killed on Monday morning after a former student opened fire inside Central Visuals and Performing Arts High School. Authorities have not identified Alexandra, but several friends and family members did. Alexandra's father, Andrew Bell, who lives in California, said that he was still trying to find out what happened. He says, I know the same amount as you know, he said. The scene unfolded early Monday as a gunman, later identified as 19-year-old Orlando Harris, entered the school and fatally shot Alexander and her health teacher, Jean Kuzak, I think. And it says police descended on the school, shooting and killing Harris as students filed out with their hands raised. So I do also have the photos of both of them. We have the teacher, I think Jean Kuzak is her name, and then also Alexandria. And yeah, it's really, really sad. I guess I'll just go to the comments and see what all of you have to say about it. Here we go. My niece attends that school. Oh, wow, Miriam. I talked to her last night, and she said she's said very afraid to go back. I can imagine. I can imagine. Yeah, and I pray for her and pray that I'm sure the schools usually. I'm sure the school is gonna like have counselors and everything for them. Marcy Gordon, this is something I pray I never experienced. I can't even imagine this just keeps happening, and it's so sad. Yeah, and it's kind of like the copycat mentality now at this point, because you're seeing these students who, for whatever reason, they're mad at the school, they're mad at other students, they felt bullied, et cetera, whatever the situation was. And some of us felt that way or knew people who were, you know, the black sheep of the school or whatever, or class. And it wasn't never an option for us to think that they would come back and try to shoot everyone. That's, yeah, it's a lot. Kingdom Girl ATL, counseling for the parents too. Yes, absolutely. You're right. You're so right about that. These poor families, faculty, and all involved need counseling for many years. Yeah, and it's not like a short, you know, go for a couple sessions kind of thing. This is ongoing, because things like this affect you in your entire life, and sometimes it doesn't always come out right away. Like sometimes you're in shock, and people's grieving processes all look different. So that's why continued counseling is so hugely important. Marianne says it's so sad that the kids can't even go to school anymore and be safe. Right. School is supposed to be about learning and, you know, the social aspect of it all, and learn how to navigate people and the world and all of that. And they're having to now go to school and wonder if they will even have a future, meaning still here on Earth. Tasty baking, yummy dining. Excuse me. Says, I have to commend the security guards as well as the St. Louis Police Department. He had 600 rounds of ammunition because they moved quickly. More teachers and students didn't get hurt. Yeah, I kind of heard that. I haven't read more than, I read one other article besides this one. And so I did in that other article read that he had like dozens of rounds of ammunition. I didn't know it was 600 rounds though. And I'm hoping they learn from, and y'all put it in the chat. Y'all know my brain when it comes to names and stuff is not that great. But the name of the school shooting that happened, it's almost coming to me, but the school shooting that happened a few months ago with the elementary school students, and the police stood outside holding parents back while the shooter, the gunman, just kind of went on a rampage in there. So obviously St. Louis, you know, took notes from Uvalde. Yeah, thank you. That's a whole nother. So I wanted to do that too back when that was happening, but I didn't. Erica W, I'm here in St. Why am I struggling? Like my glasses are right here. Why am I sitting here struggling? I'm here in St. Louis. The school is not too far from the hospital where I work. It was definitely a sad day. I can't imagine leaving my child for school and going to get them planning a funeral. Yeah, so sad. So sad. Okay, we got 3 more, and then we're gonna try to lift our spirits and our souls. Miriam, according to KMOV News, it stated he had newspaper clippings of past school shootings. Sorry, y'all. Like my throat today. And stated that he wanted to be the next mass shooter. Wow. That's horrible. It's horrible. And then I also, the other piece of it, like when I just finished reading that, the first thought was like, I wonder what's his home dynamics. Where are his parents? And then how do they feel about this? Because if they have nothing, if they had no idea and whatever, that's a lot too on them. And it could be guilt too. Guilt. Precious G, I remember when I was deployed when the Columbine shooting happened, and since then it seems like it has never stopped. So sad. Yeah, very true, very true. And it seems like now it's increasing, like almost like clockwork. We can say every 3 months or so, 2 to 3 months, we're going to hear of another one. School shooting, not even just the other mass shootings that happen at parks and events and stuff. It's crazy. Sonia Tucker, Sonia Tucker says, I was in high school when the first school shooting happened in Pearl, Mississippi by Luke Woodham. Even though it did not happen at my school, we were really scared after that. And see, this one is one that I'm unfortunately not familiar with. But yeah, that's sad. And then you got to think of how many may not get as much public attention, because it's really, I mean, we got social media now. We got us bloggers who try to pull up, the lesser known stories here or there. But for the most part, if it doesn't hit the mass media, these stories don't get the attention that they deserve. And thank you so much, Felicia B, for your super chat. I really appreciate it. So just thoughts and prayers to everyone involved, sending our well wishes. And I'm gonna do this as a little memorial of sorts. I'm like, y'all, my brain today this morning, I'm sluggish. What's happening? Hold on, let's do this. You are my hiding place. You always fill my heart with songs of deliverance whenever I am afraid. I will trust in you. I will trust in you. Let the weak say I am strong in the strength of the Lord. You are my hiding place. You always. So I wanted to play that as I think is a reminder that all we can really do is trust in God in this. We can't control man. We can't control this crazy world that we live in or the people within it, but we can definitely trust in God and pray for his protection around us and all of our loved ones, friends, and those even beyond that. So with that, y'all, y'all breaking me down. That's why I don't cover too much of this stuff. But our next story is regarding Kim Zolciak, aka KKK Kim Zolciak, and I'm only repeating what I've heard. What's her name? Michelle A.T. Elliott Brown. I watch her, and so she calls her Kim KKK Zolciak because of the rumors, I guess, or accusations that have been out there about how she behaved on the Housewives of Atlanta and some of the things that she said regarding the all black cast of black powerful women that she was on that show with for many years to even get her to the place where she could afford a $2.6 million mansion to later not have. I'm not being shady though. I'm not being shady. So anyway, there's a story it's all over the place, but the story I pulled was a story from, hold on, I'm trying to make sure I pull the right thing. A story from the U.S. Sun, and they say that tardy for the payments is how they title this. Kim Zolciak to lose $2.6 million mansion to foreclosure after she failed to pay back $300 a $300,000 loan following the TV show cancellation. Okay, I'm like, I know I read some stuff. It says a notice of sale under power confirmed that Kim, age 44, and Croy, her husband, 37, have their 5-bedroom, 6.5 bath home foreclosed on and is being put up for sale. According to the document, the sprawling 6,900 square foot home will be sold at public outcry to the highest bidder for cash before the courthouse door of Fulton County, Georgia. I didn't know they were in Fulton County. Says Kim and Croy's home was foreclosed upon because, among other possible events of default, failure to pay the indebtedness. And that's what they have on the foreclosure documents, obviously. That's a quote. It says the couple took out a $300,000 loan against the home and, according to the documents, failed to pay it back. Per legal documents, Kim and Croy purchased the home in December of 2013. And it says the initial notice of sale under power was published on October the 6th. Kim and Croy's family home will go up for sale the first Tuesday in November of this year. So it says she was not immediately available to respond to the Sun for when they requested comment. I don't think we're surprised by this, that she would not necessarily be available for that. Yeah, it's I'm honestly, I don't celebrate the downfall of people. And I don't know. I felt sad. That was my first thought, was like sadness, like, oh man, like that's big, that's huge. And it's not just her and Croy. They have these 4 little ones, and then their 2 oldest daughters. And then it just started to make me, wonder. First of all, I haven't watched Tardy for the Party, their series, since the first season. I think I watched the entire first season. After that, I just kind of fell off. It was okay, but it wasn't nothing I was running to watch. But I didn't know it had got canceled. I knew that it was on for many years, but I did not know that it had got canceled. So hold on, y'all. I'm jumping around over here and doing multiple things. But my thing was like, okay, if y'all took that $300,000 loan out, times really got to be rough if you can't keep those payments, because Croy is a retired NFL player. Because I don't think he was like, making millions upon millions, maybe $1 million, maybe $2 million, but retirement and all that, I don't know what that looks like. I have no idea what Croy does now. Does anyone know? But I'm like, wow, they really got to be struggling if obviously that show might have been the only thing being able to keep the roof over their heads. But we met Don Smart. I'm seeing here in the comments, Don Smart. Yes. Croy is retired. He retired, I think, even during the Tardy for the Party show. Well, at some point during that, because I do remember he was getting traded a lot, and then he was going to playing for other teams and all of that out of state. But we do remember literally, what was it, the first episode of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, where she was asking Big Papa, can you buy me this Escalade? Oh, thank you, Big Papa. All of that. And so we saw the lavish lifestyle. And then we know that when she moved in out of her townhouse into that first mansion, she was actually renting it. And she was with Croy, and she was renting it from one of her Black friends. And then she ended up not paying that woman ended up evicting her and saying she damaged the house and all this other stuff. So they kind of got a bad hit. And then I remember hearing stories of them having liens and all that, sort of stuff on their house, this same house. And did they have this house built from the ground up, or was it like partially built and they finished it out? I think that's kind of what happened, or they renovated it. But I do remember when it's been so long, because I do remember like construction with this particular home. I just can't remember if it was from the ground up construction or like major renovation. But there was rumors of years that Latrace. But yeah, there were, news articles and stuff saying when she would owe, back taxes or liens and stuff. So it's been touch and go. But to me, Kim made money. We know this. She definitely made money. She ended up with her own spinoff show before any of the other ladies, which is a whole nother controversy because of how she left the show in the first place. Did she even deserve a spinoff? No. So, like, if you were wondering, no. But the fact that she had all of that, she made money. What's up, G is saying, if he did 10 years NFL, yes, he'll get pension. Yeah, and I'm not sure how many years he did, but it might have been that. It might have been at least. But anyway, let me see what you guys are talking about in the comments in regards to this, because I think that's pretty much all I had on that. Let's see. Thank you so much, Morgan at Moment. Prayer for the city. We're so hurt right now. Yeah. Thank you so much. Don't be tardy for the party. Need to be changed to don't be party for your mortgage payment, your house payment. Yeah, unfortunately. I thought KKK Kim husband Croy was a big time NFL player. He was an NFL player. He was. I don't know if I would call him big time NFL player. Yeah, I don't know. Somebody probably could look up what his salary was, but I don't. Yeah, he wasn't nobody big. Tish W, baby, she got on my nerves when she was on the show. I actually liked, you know what? I'll say this. I liked Kim on the show until she met Croy. Now, I liked the storyline of her meeting Croy and dating him and almost leading up to maybe her being pregnant. And then it just took a dive. And it's kind of like, I actually caught up more now in recent months than I had before. I didn't know how many accusations they had against them about being racist and how the stuff that Croy did behind the scenes. I always thought he was pretty like a gentle giant. Not so much from what I'm hearing, carrying weapons and stuff to they meetups, all of that stuff. So yeah. So I was saying all that to say I liked Kim up until the very end, where she would not want to go places with the women. She was always acting like it started to be like, oh, I'm too busy, I don't feel like it, or oh, I'm pregnant, all of that. She had all these excuses for why she couldn't be around the women, but all of a sudden you get your own show and you able to tape every episode, no problem. So yeah, that was when I started having a problem with her. It's me, Kimberly. I can't stand Kim Z, so it was about time Karma pay her a visit. That's a thought. No comment. I plead the fifth. I am here for the show. Says 300K is not a lot of money to make payments. So they broke. Right. I mean, kind of how I'm looking at it too. Like, where's your pension, Croy? Kim, you're on social media. Like, she's on stuff like Instagram and all that. Those platforms pay too. Some of us have $300,000+ homes, and we can afford the mortgage, and we're not, we're not celebrities. So yeah, that's broke. It's kind of broke. Sad though. Marley Walker Bulls, tardy to the payments was the ultimate shade. Yeah, the title. I thought that too when I read the article. I was like, okay. Brenda King, money went to plastic surgery. I heard someone say this. I mean, I was like, when I pulled this up, like, Harpo, who this woman? Who this woman? Oh, these people just keep messing with I don't get it. And everybody's starting to look alike. Like, it's this certain Catwoman puffy cheek look. Like, what is, and big, puffy lips. Not cute. It's not cute at all. And everybody going for the same cosmetic surgery look. Purple Lady says, watch, she's gonna try to show up on a reality show. Yeah, I would not be surprised if she started trying to make some cameos on Atlanta Now. But she probably won't, in a way, because she wouldn't want her business out there, because they gonna let her have it for that. KKK Kim burned all the bridges with Roa, yeah. And that Tardy for the Party show was wackadoodle. She broke poor Croy. I don't know of how innocent Croy is from stories I've heard. Like, I used to think that myself. I would have pretty much agreed with what you were saying, but things I heard more recently with receipts, say that I probably dislike him more now. Or I would say I dislike him now. I'm here for the show, says Sheree will let her be her sidekick for a couple thousand. Yeah. And then she got all those kids. Like, and then when I read it says 5 bedrooms, that's a little too small for what we got right here. 5 bedrooms. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, okay, 5. I guess that's actually just right. Every kid get their own room. I think her 2 oldest daughters are not in the home anymore, I think, but they were at one point. I don't know. I guess as the kids aged, it still would have worked. It ain't gonna work now because somebody else gonna have their kids in them rooms. Anyway, back to y'all comments. Crafted with Susie said, I didn't know they were still married. Hold on, y'all, I got a drink. Yeah, I mean, the question will be, they might not be. That might be the next story to break. You know, these financial problems be the breakups of many of these relationships. You know, financial issues is one of the biggest causes of divorce. So we'll see. And it could be that she is the financially irresponsible one. She's older than him, but she could be the one that's gotten him into this situation. Brenda King says, who was watching their show? I always wondered that. Yeah, I was the first season. After that, no. I'm here for the show. Croy should have been working the whole time. All he is doing is sitting in the house holding Kim's purse. Yeah, I mean, from the looks of it, he's always up and behind her for sure. Which is the way she liked it. Latrace, I mean, she was spending a nanny, a chef, Versace dinnerware, plastic surgery, and at one point she was selling her clothes. She was selling her clothes trying to make these mortgage payments, and then she had ran out of clothes to sell. Sound like. I'm here for the show says, Kim, get ready to make a call to Big Papa saying, hey, big head. Right. She might have to ask Troy for permission to go with Big Papa for a weekend. Lorna Wilson says, I am not a Kim fan, but I only saw the first season. But Kim is like all of these other celebrities. She was too busy keeping up with the Joneses and not living smart and comfortable. Poor Croy. I see a lot of people like poor Croy. But yeah, I agree with that. Like, obviously, because Kim has had money, like, and for her to be in this situation, there's some financial mistakes that were made. That's just clear. And I don't know nothing about nothing, but that's my assumption. Purple Lady says a lot of these celebrities show off, and when they pass, the story comes out that they're broke or did not manage their money well. Yeah, because it's all for show, and many of them aren't wealthy anyway. They're renting these things, they're borrowing things to floss with. Yeah. Kim stay getting stuff snatched from her. First her wig, now her house. You wrong for that. But so funny. You wrong and funny. The Candy Lady. Kim tried to expose Nene and Greg for having a foreclosure back in season 2 or 3, but now look at her ass. Karma got her good. I forgot about that. This is why I love like going over these stories with y'all versus me pre-recording and then seeing in the comments somebody saying this and I'll be like, I forgot about that. But yes, you're so right. But that, to me, that's why I think you always have to be hesitant. Like they say, people in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. Like, you just got to be careful of what you put on people or call them out for, because it can happen to you. Yasina says, that's from chasing them waterfalls. Stick to the rivers and the lakes that you used to. Right. TLC. All right, so that brings us to our final story of today, of our time together. We're gonna be doing this more often. We're gonna try to do these most mornings during the week. We're gonna see how that works out. See if Vel B can keep up with it. So we have Darius Cooks, aka Darius Crooks, aka Darius Travoy Williams, who I've been covering on and off for the past a little over a year, like yeah, a year and a half or whatever it's been. But anyway, I wanted to get back into that. I've gotten a lot of messages, a lot of messages. People like, you need to still be talking about this too, and da da da, and this and that. And I'm like, yeah, it was a lot with the Tim Norman case, trying to cover that, and all that. But he's still this crook. It's still crooking. He's still up to shenanigans. It's just I haven't really been covering it. I haven't been covering it. So I'm trying to play catch up. That's part of it. So y'all send me what you got to send me, so that I can catch up on some stuff that I may have missed. And then one of the more recent things that I've seen, because kind of reading comments. I shouldn't be. I should just be talking. But one of the things that I did notice in recently, it just got recently posted, is Darius is always commenting basically that none of this is affecting his brand, and he's still, because everything for him is about money, and he feels like nothing's wrong as long as he's able to make money. Well, scammers are always able to make money. And so, but when you pay attention, for real, you notice his actions tell a different story. So one of the things he has going on, that's been going on for a while, is his Dining with Darius events, where he travels the country and he illegally rents Airbnbs and Verbos, doesn't tell the owners, and messes up their homes and stuff, having dinner parties without their permission. More times than not. Sometimes he gets their permission, and sometimes he don't, and so, or he can't find people to get permission for him, so he'll sneak in somebody's place and then do things they don't want him to do in there, and then dox them if they find out and try to put him out. Then he puts their phone numbers and information online for his D-wife cult to harass them. It's very sick over there, y'all. So he's claiming that, he sold out. He sold out last year. He did. Well, he said he sold out last year. This year, he thought he was going to do the same. In April of 2022, he put on his ticket sales for 2023. They still are available in many of the states, because he's not selling out the way that he used to. On top of that, he's now having he's trying to get rid of the tickets finally. Like, he's trying to make money, basically. Ain't no telling. He's probably up to some new shenanigans. And he has now remember, these are supposed to be highly sought after tickets, and he's doing so well and has so much support, et cetera, et cetera. Well, so much so that his $289 Dining with Darius tickets have now been discounted to $189. So a whole $100 off. And what it's telling is the story that he is scrimping and scraping for whatever he can get at this point. But there's so much more to this. Like I said, I ain't been really tuned in completely. I see some stuff on, on the social medias here or there, but I haven't just been into it the way that I was. But what I'm going to do, and I said all that to say, is basically a teaser, is that and y'all, comment. I'll be reading the comments in a minute, so y'all can go in on these comments. I'll be more than happy to read them. But basically, this is a little teaser or heads up, and I couldn't get the trailers to play. The sound is gone, so Darius somehow messed up my sound over here. But anyway, we're going to start doing live stream recaps, where I do the whole Surviving Darius Crooks series in a different kind of way, but giving you the information literally from the inception of this stuff way back in 2009 all the way through current day. So the media coverage, the court case that I still hadn't gone over with you guys because I was there So just like, oh, I could have do it like I did. I forgot about that. I could do it like I did the Tim Norman case, where I cover the court case that Darius Crooks had with Melanie's Ford, the temporary order of protection hearing. I was at all of them, and including the one that ended up getting aired. I put the clip out on, I don't know where I put the clip out now. I'll put it out in our VIP community for those of you who want to see it. It's I think it's about an hour though or so. But anyway, I was there, and so I can give you the play-by-play, and I have other background knowledge of the situation. And so you know, we can talk about those things and just be informed and be entertained, because it's, you know, the only part that's not entertaining is that this dude is out here literally scamming people and harassing families and hurting people. Like, I've said it, you know, many times. I've personally heard so many stories and had so many people message me about the things that he has done to them. And that's why I won't stop. I don't care. No, I didn't even care when I started talking a year and a half ago. Like some people, because he scammed me too back in what, 2011 or so, 2010, 2011. I let that go. Like I moved on. Like, but when it all came to pass, summer of 2020, summer of 2021 rather, when it all bubbled up and ended up in my face because it had just gotten so much attention, is when I realized, wow, he started scamming us in Chicago. People I love, strangers I don't know, etc. Hundreds of us. And I thought when he was off my radar and had moved on, grifting to New York, I thought that he had turned over a new leaf. I thought, in my mind, he used us and scammed us because it was such a desperation to make it. And I don't know, he needed money. And so he just threw away those relationships and scammed strangers to get it. And I really thought that he would change and then do right with the seed money, so to speak. I thought he was going to do right. And again, I didn't follow him, wasn't paying no attention to him. Every once in a while, somebody would send me a clip here or there or something, but I did not follow him at all. Still don't. But what I then found out last summer 2021 is that he not only had continued to do the stuff he did to many people in Chicago, but it got worse. And he harmed, now we're at thousands of people. And that's when I was like, wow, my silence did not help this situation. It made it worse. Who could have been saved if I had spoke up back then? Now, I didn't have a platform. I was not the person I am today. Like, I'm pretty damn vocal, and I used to be shy and all the other stuff. Another reason why he took advantage of me. But I'm not that person no more. And so I don't mind sticking my neck out and having people think I'm, you know, jealous and all this other foolish or clout chase and all the shenanigans, because I don't need him for that. his videos don't even get views on my channel. Like, they ain't even my top views. He'll tell a different story, but we got receipts over here. This is a ministry. I do this. This is a calling. That's the only reason I still talk about that fool. But anyway, yeah, so that's the reason I'm still speaking out, and that's the reason I will still continue to speak out, is to prevent more people from being harmed. Because literally, you know, the stuff I do catch is like, oh, wow, he just doxed this person. Or, oh, wow, did you see how nasty he was to this woman? Oh, wow, did you see a lady was, you know, genuinely interested in him? She didn't know he was gay, and she was just kind of flirting through a message of some sort of email or whatever it was. He blasted her. He put her out on his platform and was like, can you believe she said this? And it wasn't derogatory anyway. It's like, I find you attractive. I think you're a nice gentleman, or whatever. And he felt the need to embarrass that lady and put out what was private between her and him out to his followers. So it's stuff like that. You don't do that to people. Like, you can respond. You can ignore her. You can just ignore her, to be honest. Or you can respond to her and say, I appreciate that, and that's so kind of you. Unfortunately, you know, I'm gay. I'm not into women. But no, that's not how he rolls. He's a narcissist, but that's, and a sociopath. But that's, you know. So, yeah, let's get to your comments and let's see what you think about the crook that we know as Darius Crooks. Yes, he is a straight grifter for sure. We got Chicago. He went from Chicago, born and raised in Chicago, to New Jersey, back to Chicago, then to New York, Atlanta, Houston. Now he's on his way to Florida, at least, you know, that's what he's talking about. If the authorities don't move quick enough. Well, they, you know, stuff is happening. Stuff is still happening. I think he think it ain't, but it is. It's me, Kimberly. Darius is still out here doing Darius things. I love that. Darius things. Yes, for sure. For sure. I don't even pay attention to him and I still get wind of stuff or see clips here or there. And I'm like, it's sickening. It's horrible. It's like, man, you just really are not, you really are a miserable human being. And I don't know why it doesn't occur to people that someone that only finds value in how much money is in their bank account says a lot about their soul. Because the truth is, that money don't mean a goddamn thing. These people we just talking about, Leslie Jordan, multimillionaire, legacy, all this stuff. What does that mean now for him, for his soul? So for me, I'm here doing soul work. I'm doing eternal work. I'm doing things that give me eternal wealth. And that's pouring into other people, and that's loving on people. And yes, do I want to have wealth and enjoy the finer things in life while I'm here? Yes, but is that my sole purpose? Absolutely not. So that's just me, though. Call me crazy. Scammers gonna scam. Exactly. Scammers gonna scam. Exactly. I just and the thing is, I'm not even. I've given up on the idea of him turning over a new leaf and changing and being a better person. I don't care about that. I mean, it'd be nice, but I'm not holding my breath for that because I'll die if I did. But for me, it's about protecting those who don't know. Those who follow him, they lost. It's okay. Some of them not. Some of them are okay with it. I've seen the gamut of comments or responses. Some say, I know he's a liar. I know he's a scammer, but he's entertaining. Some of them say, that ain't happened to me. It ain't my business. Some of them say, oh, that's old news. Some of them say, everybody hate him. Some of them say, those women are attracted to him, and that's why they calling him out. Some of them say, Vel B just an ex. He's a jealous, miserable ex who want Darius back, although I'm married. It's like, so funny. Oh, so funny. Anyway, so for those people, I'm not trying to convince them of nothing. Y'all stay over there and get scammed, because what happens is eventually, it's so funny how many messages I've gotten from people who followed him, heard everything, saw my videos and everybody else's posts and other videos that are out there. And they were like, but he ain't did it to me. I get everything I order, or blah, blah, blah. And then it happened to them. And they like, I should have believed you, or, ooh, looks like I just got scammed. You know, that's on you if you want to go through that, you know. And then there are some people who, because they do believe what we're saying, that is the truth. I mean, it is the truth. It's all in the media and everything. It's like the media's again. The media is bored, and so they picking on him too. Like, it's so ridiculous. But anyway, some of them, because they do know that there's a lot of truth to this, or it is completely true, they won't support him financially at all. They just watch him for entertainment, like we watch TV. So it's the whole gamut of it. And then there's some of them who are in love with him and holding out hope that he might not be gay no more, which is crazy too. Ooh, that's a psychological study that needs to be done over there on that group. And honestly, a college student, I've never shared this. I should share this only on Patreon. I'm only share it on Patreon. Anyway, so it's me, Kimberly says, dining with Darius, aka slop on dinner plates. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. We will do a live, or we'll talk about the dining with Darius, because I like this format better, where you guys can interact with me real time, and if I'm forgetting something, or we can laugh together, y'all make me think of something else that I hadn't thought of, or whatever, anecdote story or something. So I can't wait for it. So we're gonna walk through it all. We literally gonna walk through it all. And I think we're gonna do it every Wednesday night. I think every Wednesday night. But I'm gonna schedule it so y'all will know for sure. Or let me know if that works. What night of the week? Just and just out of curiosity, I know I'll get people back. You ain't gotta, you do what work for you. You ain't gotta ask us, and it's not about that. It's about me. This is a community. So I like to hear your opinions on things. But let me know what weeknight you think would work best for us to do a live. That would be this weeknight. We will do another surviving Darius Crooks topic. So yeah, just put it in the chat. And says he posted that he was interviewing someone who was late for an interview, and how long should he wait because he's a Capricorn? Yeah, what? Not what to you, but what? How long should he wait because he's a Capricorn? What the hell that's got to do with somebody being late? If somebody's late to an interview, for me as an Aries, since we're doing that, you 1 minute late, unfortunately, you're not going to get hired. Chances are. But I'll put it this way. 1 minute late, because I have literally turned people around in interviews who were late. But if you don't give any kind of heads up at all and you just show up late, it's a strike against you. But I don't understand. Yeah, I don't understand his point. I don't understand his point. And that's another thing he does. He actually you know what, Trikeisha, can you put in the chat if you know what he was actually hiring for? Because I'm really out of the loop. Because like, does he still have Ramon and Quentin? And I know that his photographer, the food photographer he had, is now come to her senses, it looks like, because she was about to mess up her brand completely dealing with that. He has no license to serve liquor. Absolutely right, Don Smart. And yet does it, you know, I'm not going to do a whole Darius Crooks series here right here, but there's a lot of I have a lot of thoughts and knowledge of how this dude operates. I'm here for the show. He's the Juanita Bynum of cooking. Discounted tickets. Yes. Did Juanita discount her prayer class tickets? She did. Actually, when I did the show, she did the episode on that. She had already discounted. I wonder, did she discount it more though? Also, Vale helped my mother without knowing he did. She was about to buy some cookware from Crooks. Luckily, she seen Vale's video, was like, no, you're not. That's good. And that's honestly, that's my biggest mission, is to protect, those who don't know. Because I mean, I've had people email me about their oh my gosh. So some of these sad stories. Somebody's grandmother had purchased Dining with Darius tickets, and then she found out about this after, and she now doesn't want to go. She don't want to be around somebody with that toxicity, but now she's afraid to ask for her money back. And I think it's it was too long for her to get money from the bank. And the guy was asking me, like, how should she approach it? So I gave him advice or whatever, but it was just the sadness that came over me, like, why does this, and I think she was in her late 70s or something, why does she have to be afraid to ask for her money back from someone she doesn't want to be around? It's horrible, because he'll block, for those of you who don't know, he blocks people instantly when they ask anything, and then you can't really get to him behind the scenes well at all. Trikisa says he didn't say, just posted a coffee cup. I guess he was trying to indicate he's impatient. He is. So, okay, that's true. I don't know how much it has to do with him being a Capricorn, because my VP, my last boss, my last corporate gig, before I quit to live my dreams to come here, she was a Capricorn, and she's polar opposite than Darius. She's she's very good, very intelligent, business minded, and all of that, and her and Darius align with that, and that's kind of a Capricorn trait. But she is the most patient and loving and caring person that I had ever had as a boss. Like, just the way that I used to tell her in our one-on-ones that I was looking forward to them, because they were like counseling sessions for me. And not that I was telling her my personal business, but just from a corporate work level or whatever. And then just even me, just it was very motivational and all of that. So yeah, I don't attribute basically I'm saying all Capricorns ain't like Darius, thank God, because this world would be in worse shape than what we just read earlier if everybody was like him. All Capricorns were like him. what will he be cooking, Bings and Franks? He might as well. Actually, don't give him no ideas because he might put a spin on it. Lima Bings and Franks. Crafting with Susie says, I just watched your video with him and Andrew, and even though he was laughing, you could tell he was bothered. See, this is why I want to do this with y'all, these lives, because I know him. And when I saw that, what I knew was, I was like, wow, he is bothered. He literally was like fighting back tears, especially when he went up them stairs to get on that laptop. And you'll probably remember because you just watched it recently, Susie. But for those of you who haven't seen that video, it's on my channel, where he gets into a back and forth with Andrew Caldwell on the Instagram Live, because Andrew Caldwell is telling Darius, basically give his followers their refunds, because Darius was scamming people just arbitrarily, and these people happen to be also Andrew Caldwell's followers. It's a longer story, but anyway, so Andrew was trying to stand up for his followers, like, don't be scamming my followers. And then Darius was like, what, are they your followers, or are they my followers who happen to be following you? That kind of thing. But anyway, Darius, when he went to prove how much money he has in an account, again, if you pay attention to him, he's going to always go to money or popularity or whatever. Never about his soul, his goodness, or anything like that. It's going to always be, well, I'm a millionaire, supposedly. But like Kim Zolciak, we thought she was a millionaire too, right? So, but anyway, when he went on his computer and he was pulling up those numbers, he was blinking rapidly, and I could tell like he's trying to fight back his tears, and he's like trying to focus his eyes and all of that. He was definitely, that got him, and that some of that laughter was acting, a lot of it, all of it really. And then his cackling assistants in the background, they want to help. I don't like people like that who, yeah, that's a whole nother story. Don Smart, there's a chef in New Orleans challenging Darius to a cook-off. It's on Twitter. I saw this, Don, and he put the word out that no chef circle, and he put the word out in the no chef circle about Darius. They're going to run him out of there. Darius has never really had respect in the culinary field from other chefs, so it's not really new. Like that challenge is, I saw that as well, and I knew he wasn't going to take it. And somebody brought it to his attention on one of his lives. I did catch that, a clip or something, and he said that basically, I don't need to prove anyone, I don't compete, and all this other stuff. He doesn't compete publicly because he doesn't want to be, he doesn't want to lose publicly, but yeah, he's not respected in the field and never really has been. Did y'all lose me? Did I lose y'all? I'm like, it froze so long that time. Hold on, let me see if I can switch over to Wi-Fi without it. I mean, off of Wi-Fi rather, without it being a problem. I forgot to do that. I'm gonna have to do a little checklist before I get on these lives, y'all, because I'd be forgetting stuff. It'd be too many pieces. Y'all only knew. I'll do that on Patreon too one day and just show y'all all that I have to do to get ready for all these lives and stuff. Trikesha says that I binge watch all of your videos on him. Good content. Thank you so much. They actually, and there's a lot of work to put those together, like the editing, the researching, because when I do those sort of videos, I'm doing facts, I'm doing receipts, and there were times I had to just say what I had to say and not be able to put the receipt on the screen or whatever. But ideally, for everything that I say, I like to have the receipt as well. But sometimes I just got so many digital files and stuff. Sometimes I can't find what I want or need in that moment, and I can't hold the whole video for another week while I try to find something. So, but these lives are going to make all of that a lot easier. That was another reason why I came up with the idea. Just go live with it, because I'm more comfortable with these lives now, but also it allows me to interact, and I can get this stuff out to y'all quicker than trying to edit videos constantly. You all can also look at exposing Darius Facebook group page for his scamming info. Yes. So there's actually, thank you for that, Don Smart. There's actually a few platforms. And I thought, did they change the name? Is this the new name, Don? Because the name used to be something different. And I haven't been on there in a minute, so I don't know for sure. But anyway, and I'll have that in our live streams, our Surviving Darius Crooks live streams. But there's the Facebook group, because it used to be exposing Darius Crooks, right? Facebook group. But anyway, there's the Facebook group. If you follow the hashtag Darius Crooks on Twitter, you'll see a ton of stuff that dates back really far. You got Lipstick Alley. They cover it as well. They go back way to like 2014, if I'm not mistaken, 2016, something like that. But they give the whole timeline of all of the like nuances of stuff that Darius has done. You have people popping in there saying what he did to them and all of that. Now you have Reddit. There's a Reddit thread on him. I'll pull this stuff up and then have it where I can show y'all, because I don't know them off the top of my head right now. I feel like I'm forgetting one. Reddit. And then, okay, so that's off the top of my head. So definitely check those out. Like if you're interested in getting more, my plan is to just make everything more concise over here and then allow us to, chat about it. He bullies Black women too. Yes. Well, I was going to say, you said two. Well, I guess two. I'm like, that's primarily what he does. Primarily what he does. And we go back to in the very beginning where he said his platform wasn't even for Black women anyway. Black women became a part of his platform because of the fact that that's where the money is. He really wanted white women. He wanted to go after an Oprah demographic, and that didn't work out. And so he settled for Black women. And I'm saying what he did. I ain't saying that I believe having Black women as followers is settling at all. I'm smarter than that. Purple Lady 54 says, Don, he stole my kids' pictures off Facebook. He's a weirdo. Yes. So that's one of his tactics, because he's been scamming so long that and the reason he's been able to scam so long is because he's been, and this is just turning into a Darius thing, but I'm giving y'all a lot of insight into some of these things. So he's been scamming since the beginning. And some people have said, well, why aren't people speaking out and all of this? Well, the truth is people have always been speaking out. The problem is, just like Purple Lady, and I don't know her whole situation, but and I'm assuming she must have spoke out in some way that he didn't appreciate or asked for like her money back or something. And his way to get back at her was to put her family pictures, her kids' pictures on his platforms and not expose her, but dox her is what they call it. And that's his tactic. And so what would happen over these years, this decade or so, is that the everyday person who is not a social media personality or anything like that, that's scary to have people know what your family looks like and know your full name and all of that when you go by Purple Lady, but now they know your first, middle, and last name, and your hyphen and your address and so he would use those tactics to scare people from talking about him, from exposing him. And it worked for many, many years, literally until last summer, where he was doxing or coming after the wrong people. And the Kitchenista was the catalyst for how we got right here, where it's very public. The Kitchenista was the catalyst. She's another social media influencer, chef, and he was coming for her, and he had been messing with her. 2014 was the first time he doxed her. He had his followers harass her and another social media influencer who were smaller at that time than him. And then years later, well, really, it was 2021. He tried to come for her again and have his people harass her. And she was like, enough is enough. And then she just started exposing all of the stuff she had learned about him. And then that caused more people to come out. And I was one of those people, because her speaking out got on my radar. And I was like, wow, this is what he's been up to all this time. And I'm like, I got my story. And I've been there since the beginning. I saw the evolution of this, like the foundation, and I didn't say nothing. And we ended up here. And that's what I say. And at that point, I'm like, I got a channel. I got a YouTube channel where I can get some eyes on this and start telling people, watch out, beware. So that's how we got here. Purple Lady, Purple Lady, he makes heart attack food. The same salmon and stuff fried. Yes. Yeah. He's not a healthy cook at all. And even though he tries to, every once in a while, he'll try to act like he's juicing or doing something healthy. It's all for clicks and views. It's content for him. And then behind the scenes, he is not doing that at all. Because now he's talking about, so he was juicing a couple months ago, I think up until recently. Again, I ain't been following him like that. We knew it was a fake juicing fast. He would get on camera acting like he was juicing. However, he started immediately eating fruit and stuff. And it's like, well, that's not juicing. Like you're eating. And then he did he baked a cake for one of his videos or something. And he does this where he films his behind the scenes for his Instagram for his followers. And then he's eating a piece of the cake. And he said, well, y'all, I'm only doing this because, I got to do it for the video. No, you don't. You could have had somebody else taste that. You didn't even have to taste it. You could say, hey, y'all, I'm fasting, or just have somebody else taste it, the cameraman or something. So I was like, he can't even have that. He want that. He can't even have that he's addicted to food. So now I said that because now he's saying that he wants to get the gastric bypass again. I don't know if y'all can hear me or not because I'm completely frozen on my end, like completely. Ooh, let me see. Yeah, that's the computer. All right, can y'all see me now? We hear you. Okay, well, I'm gonna wrap this up real quick. I'm gonna do y'all comments. I think it could be my computer. I'm not sure though. I'm not sure. Okay, we can hear you. Oh, okay. What am I clicking on? That's exactly when I stopped liking him on a live show, showing people the DMs he gets, straight embarrassing these women, right? Like, what kind of kicks are you getting out of that? Like, to embarrass people because they happen. It's a compliment, whether you're available or not, or interested or not. Someone to take the time to tell your ass that they think you're attractive or whatever is a compliment. Take it as such and respond appropriately. Not embarrassed, but that shows the darkness of that spirit that's within him to do that to people who are only being kind. Like, what? Marianne, someone told him he should rent a dining hall and for his dinners, and he said no because it costs too much money. But he's supposed to be a millionaire, right? Exactly. And the truth is, the reason he does. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to close some of my windows on my computers. I'm like, maybe that's it. It's just too much happening on my computer. Oh, and I got Premiere Pro up too. Give me a second. Bear with me. Amateur at work. See if we can get that to go off. Okay, that maybe, hopefully. If it's my computer, that should help. But yeah, what he doesn't say is that money is part of it because he's cheap as F. But then the other part is he doesn't like to be held accountable. I know this because I was in business with him. And so if he were to do this in a dining hall, he would then have to adhere to food and sanitation rules and have a safe serve license and all these other things. He doesn't like to be in compliance at all. He is such a narcissist that he cannot have anyone basically having any level of sanction over him. And so that is why he likes the Airbnb. It's free. I could leave this food out for hours and not care. I could be preparing, I could be preparing this Kool-Aid sangria on the floor next to, the trash bag, and oops, a piece of lettuce fell in there. I'm gonna just scoop it out. Like, Yeah. Oops, this open can of corn may have fell off the counter into the vats of sangria punch. Nobody saw that, right? Nobody. This is like, he wants to be able to do those things. He's not a clean person. Like that's a whole nother story. So yeah, that's why. Yes, Precious Darius stole pictures because I said his pork chops look like egg food. Oh, I remember you sharing that with me. So yeah, something as simple as that. And to be honest, if I was offended by that as a cook, then I would just block you or something, or ignore you, but not like, ooh, let me go and figure out who she is so I could put her kids' pictures on. Like, who does that? It is, Don. It is definitely a cult. It is definitely a cult. And he is a nasty cook, and he's always high and drinking, smacking on food, just so ignorant. Yes, yeah, all of it. Karma never forgets an address. Scammer beware. Absolutely. Kingdom Girl ATL. And he experienced some of that karma when they doxed his boyfriend, his ex-boyfriend. That's what it's gonna do too. But when they doxed his ex-boyfriend, he had never experienced the reversal of people doing to him what he's been doing to people for over a decade, which is doxing people. So someone found out where his ex lived, that his ex was still living with his ex-boyfriend, the house they lived in. They found out the car that the dude that his boyfriend drove was in the other boyfriend's name. It's a whole thing. So we can talk about that one day too. Without me, I won't dox the guy, but we can talk about what happened. And so Darius gets on, all teary-eyed or whatever, and he's declaring, I am standing alone. You guys hate me, and so I'm breaking up with him because I'm breaking up with Romy Rome. That's my name for him. Breaking up with Romy Rome because people hate me on Twitter, and he loves to try to reduce it to like it being this small segment. I hate I'm freezing up y'all so much. I'm not gonna keep going. As good as this is getting to me too. I can't stand this bad technology. But anyway, he loves to segment it like, oh, it's only Lavelle talking about me. If we get rid of him, then that solves all this. Or it's only the Kitchenista, or it's only Melanie's Ford, or it's only, what was his name? Travis, I'm forgetting his name, but the newscaster from Atlanta. It's only him, and it's only like he loves to act like it's only this particular person. And the cult that we're talking about, aren't wise enough to say, no, Ninja, there are like 100 people over here, and about 20 or 30 of them of note who are public figures, etc., who don't need you for clout, they got their own thing going on, nor does their way of being align with drama. Like his whole platform is built on drama. People speaking out are not the ones who deal with drama. I can see if we were just drama people all the time, and then you can say, oh yeah, this is just a new Randy Travis. Thank you so much, Don Smart. So yeah, Randy Travis from Atlanta. He's trying to say him. Roland Martin. It was somebody else who came to mind too. Like, what's Star Jones' ex-husband's name? Him. So somebody over there said that the only reason Star Jones' ex-husband was speaking out against Darius and saying that Darius had scammed his sister too was that he was in love with Darius because he was attracted to Darius. I'm like, what? Y'all, what? So everyone who speaks out about him, they turn it to be that person's fault. It's oh, y'all, I can't wait for our Wednesday night live. Oh, I can't wait. And I'm starting, it's gonna be more organized than this. I'm literally just talking off the top of my head, and y'all see I got plenty to say. Those eyes to me shift when he's lying. They do. He lies like a rug. Yeah, it's really over there. That's a reality show. Al Reynolds, thank you so much. So Al Reynolds, Star Jones's ex-husband, spoke out about Darius. He had responded to a post because somebody had did a podcast on it, and he ended up in the comments, and he said, Darius scammed my sister too. And then the kitchenista was the one who responded and said, "Oh my God, what happened?" And he said, "Well, when she reached out to him, he blocked her." And it was like, oh that's what he does. That makes sense. So why would Al Reynolds feel the need to talk about Darius Crooks if it wasn't true? Like, that's just dumb. Right. Courtney, I'm saying here, I have to approve your comment for some reason. YouTube is blocking it. But Courtney, I done lost it now, y'all. It's Chaz's movie. Courtney Witherspoon says that right, Randy Travis does not need old funky Darius, right, to do anything with his career, because he's like won Peabody Awards and all that. He just celebrated his, I don't know if it was 30 or 40 year anniversary of being probably 30 years or something, of being a newscaster. Like, what he need Darius story for to make it, like everybody. Yeah, it's a whole thing. Y'all, this thing is, y'all saying it's not freezing on. Yeah, it's freezing on YouTube, because I'm seeing it on my other screen over there. It's showing me YouTube, brother. Hold on, let me pull this over a little closer. I'm gonna try to get through our last couple comments, just because I don't want to leave y'all hanging with that, and then we gonna go ahead and head out. Yeah, we got 2 hours. I'm probably gonna be making these weekday lives more like closer to an hour and a half max. This 2 hours would be a little much on the brother during the middle of the day every day. But our night lives will be, at least 2 hours. The Wednesday night one. So forever Dujo. I'm sorry, y'all. I've seen and heard several things about him online and in the streets over the years, being in shared circles, but I didn't realize things were this deep until watching your series. Thank you. And that's honestly, again, like I said before, that's the purpose of my series. That's the only reason, because honestly, personally, I could give a fuck. I really can't. Like, honestly, I haven't watched or recorded or screenshot and all of that stuff, any of that stuff that he's been up to, and I'm good. Like, I'm so good. But I'm doing this for the better good of humanity, honestly. He broke up with his boyfriend Jerome on Facebook. They posted that he's on a dating site already. Yeah, he broke up with his boyfriend, who he had just moved in with like a month prior. Like, they rented a house together, so he says. And yeah, I'm not surprised, because I got a story about that too, because Darius and I lived together at one point, and I've been the only person Darius lived with. Like, yeah, the only boyfriend that Darius has ever lived with. And so I knew instantly. I said, he ain't lived with nobody since he's been 21-ish. I was like, that ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work, because of his personality, but also he's 40 now, and he's never lived with anyone else. That's not, and they had only been together a few months. So it's reality TV over there. That's all that is. Don saying he tries to intimidate people rather, and the cooking tours are fronts so that he can move around, so people can't get to him. You calling it? You are calling it. And then he'll say, they know where I'm at. Not really. Not really. You don't even put out your location of the dining event until the day of, hours before. The people find out somewhere between 3 and 4 hours before they have to arrive there. So they basically standing in wait and don't know if they got a 20-minute drive or an hour drive from where they at. That's crazy. And some people, let's really talk about it. Let's talk about the people who don't ever get that email, and they like, hey, I was supposed to come to the dining event yesterday. You never sent me the address. And then blocked. It's me, Kimberly. I'm a Capricorn, and he needs to get out of my zodiac. Capricorns are all that and then some. I can agree. The Capricorns I know are some bomb people, with the exception of the one I knew, which was him. Except that one. That one taught me a few life lessons that weren't that great. Patricia, he blocks quick because he doesn't want others to see the complaints and comments. Yes, Patricia, and I actually said that in one of my videos a while back, that he can I still see what I think? That he blocks people because the truth is, if he didn't block people on his various platforms, those complaints would take over his threads. No doubt in my mind. I know this for a fact. They would take over. So he has to delete them in order to create this facade of people only commenting about his greatness and, oh, this looks so delicious, and oh, I can't wait until we can come see that. Oh, you so funny. Oh, you so cute. Oh, you so, oh, that's bomb. Oh, you doing this, all that. That's all he wants to show up, because otherwise it'd be like, you're a scammer. You give me my money. You block my mama. That's all you would see if he didn't block y'all. I'm blocked. He blocked me years ago. Don Smart Patricia, he also blocks people asking for merchandise status and refund requests, and for calling him out, which is crazy. So what's, again, we're getting way too deep. I'm gonna give y'all 2 hours. I'm out of here, y'all. But at the 2 hour mark. But the thing that kills me is when I've seen those Instagram live customer service things he tries to pull, when he'll pull them when he gets called to the carpet. Like, let's say if when the Shade Room did the interview with him. See, man, these things, every time I talk about something, it could take me a whole this is a spider web. This is a web that he's weaved, and a web of stories, true stories. It's a web of them. But like the last time I remember it's been a few times, but like when Randy Travis did the story on him, when the Shade Room did the story on him, when Roland Martin. So anytime someone speaks out, when I started doing my videos, like his reaction is he'll act like he's not watching, don't know about it, but then all of a sudden he's doing a customer service live. The crazy part about these customer service lives is he only does them on social media. He doesn't announce. It's not like this video here that this live we're on, where I literally scheduled it and put out and said at 12:30 Eastern today, or Central, whatever y'all time is, 11:30 Central. I put out that I'm going to be on live and this is what we're going to be talking about. He don't do that and say this time tomorrow at 5 p.m. I'm going to be on live and I'm going to be handling customer service. So you can at least try, if you can make it, to say, oh, well, this is a time for me to go and get my stuff handled. No, he just arbitrarily, when he feels like it, if he feels like it, jumps on live and says, somebody might comment about a status, order status or something. And it depends on if he feels like it. Because it depends on how he feels, what the answer going to be. It might be, Darius, I'm trying to get the status. I've emailed you 4 times. No, I've emailed you 7 times. Email it 8th time might be his response. And I get to, so he does this, and then I'll see in the comments, ooh, see, this is great customer service. See, this is a really professional businessman. What are you talking about? His customers can only reach him when he feels like it, when he's online, if he's online, if they're available, if they happen to run into him, if he's in the mood. What? That's not good customer service. And I feel sorry for you if that is what you consider good customer service. Your life has to be really hard. So, yeah, it's crazy. Crazy. What millionaire do you know stays on live in bed all day half naked? Yeah, that part too. And to me, that's such a level of narcissism and grossness too, to a degree, to be like, my ish don't stink. So much so, and y'all, and I want y'all to fawn over me so much that no matter what I do, whether I sit here in bed and chew and have crumbs coming all down my face, or I'm smacking in your face, I'm digging in my nose in your face, and I'm belching in your face. It to me is extremely disrespectful. And it says, I get on here, and if I just belched a couple times, I did it in the mic, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't, I'm sorry, y'all. Because I respect y'all. That's not nice. That's rude. And I'm not perfect. So it's like, I shouldn't sit here and be able to, I literally have heard him break wind. I'm trying to think of a word to say. Break wind on live. And I'm like, this dude, it's horrible. It's horrible. But then they loving it. They eating it up. Be you, Darius. Be you, bro. Be you. They love it. Can you post the links in the Facebook group? I'm not sure. Oh, maybe the links to those. Okay, I'll do that. The links to the various places you can go for the Darius Crooks stuff. I'm assuming. If that's correct, just say yes or something, Ivy, life coach. Trakisha, it's thank you so much for the super chat. I enjoy these lives and Facebook group. Thanks. Thank you so much. I enjoy you, and thank you so much for the super chat. I love our community too. We're growing. It's beautiful. And we're doing it right. Like, we're not here to tear other people down, and y'all ain't never got to worry about me dragging people and expecting y'all to cheerlead. I want y'all to check me if I accidentally drag somebody, which I, likely not to do, because my mama raised me better than that. I have a relationship with my mom, but that's another story. Purple Lady, I call his beehivers booger wolves. Not sure what that is. Booger wolves. Hello, Vel. This is my first time catching it live. I subscribe to your channel because of your content on Darius Crooks. You have done an amazing job with keeping us updated. Thank you. I appreciate your Khadijah Knots. I appreciate your compliment of keeping you up to date, but I have done a horrible job with keeping y'all up to date on the Darius Crooks stuff, because there's so much has actually happened over the past probably 2 months or so since I last did something, probably closer to 3, to be honest. But yeah, I'm gonna catch y'all up for sure. So definitely stay tuned. We will be doing our live streams on it. And I know, I ain't gonna even speak it into existence, but I'm ready. Purple Lady, Darius just logged onto Instagram with him. That's what I'm talking about, because somebody told him I'm on live talking about him. So this is another tactic. I'm finna break all this down for y'all over the next, however long we do these lives. So I'm gonna give y'all some tidbits here, but it's so much more. What you will find out is every time that myself or any of the major people who speak on him go live, or mainly go live, like there's Twitter spaces and people have conversations about him, etc., he runs to his IG, because what he's trying to do is pull his audience who might be watching me right now. He's trying to pull them away. Somebody has told him, oh, Vel over there talking about you again. Because I'm sure he thought I was done completely. He's like, oh, he ain't got busy with others, so good. Thank you, Jesus. No, thank you, devil, because he don't worship God. But so that's what's happening right now. It's so funny. Like, I wouldn't have known. Thank you. That's exactly what's happening. And y'all will see it. I'll tell y'all all the patterns. Yes, this is what I just described. Very manipulative person. That's and the crazy part is that they don't know. They just like watching this, getting tidbits, getting some of this behind the scenes, and they're interested and they might be listening. And then bing, they get a ping on their phone, and it's like, oh, but my boo online, here go Darius. They not realizing, oh wow, this dude did that on purpose. It's like an abusive relationship. Like somebody got an abusive boyfriend or husband, and they got friends who like hipping them to game and trying to help them and maybe help them build themselves up enough to be able to leave the situation. And that boyfriend or whoever, the abuser catches wind of it. And so then they try to sweet talk or do something to manipulate the person to come back with them and pull them away from it. That's what's happening, y'all. So, I mean, it's up to you if you want to be manipulated and pulled away from the truth over here. Again, I don't care about that part. I'm just speaking truth. I'm speaking my life. I'm speaking what I know. Purple Lady says, Darius is evil. He said horrible things about a woman that was fighting cancer. Yeah, I heard, unfortunately, about this. And the Booger Wolves co-signed the BS. Yeah, they always co-sign the BS. They always co-sign the BS. I actually have planned, and I have been pulling content together for months on this, talking about the psychology of this cult that he's built and how it's been done, and the different versions of D-wives and all of that, or D-hivers, whatever you want to call them. Yeah, it's unfortunate. He's also like talked about women and the R word and how they deserve it if they're outside at night by themselves. Let that sit there for a second. Just Ebbs says, I started following him when he went vegan for a month. When he gave you vegan for a month content, because I'm sure he did not actually go vegan. I'm not saying you're not being truthful. I'm saying he gave you the perception, or the audience, the perception of going vegan, and behind the camera, that dude was still eating burgers and whatever else he had a hankering for. Albino's Italian beefs. You know you love those, Darius. Inside joke. What else was I gonna say? Oh, and then like the juicing, that's what I was gonna say. And so he did that too. And I'm not sure if this was around the same time then that vegan book came out, the vegan cookbook. That vegan cookbook ain't vegan. I've had a lot of vegans point out stuff in there and some chefs. The thing ain't even vegan. Why are you misleading people? Like, do it for real or don't do it at all. But like, you're putting out a vegan book and people who follow you blindly, and this might be their first time seeing, being aware of what being vegan is. Now you're misleading them to thinking they can eat eggs because you put it in one of the ingredients. Like, but you don't care because it's about the money for you. You don't care. It's not about the people. It's about the money. Right. The Kool-Aid sangria. Okay, we got three more after this one, and then I'm gonna let y'all go. I'm not gonna hold y'all all day. Y'all got lives too. He knows nothing about premium food and service at all. His food doesn't look appetizing at all. I never ever see him wash his hands. Yes, he's not a clean person. He's not a clean person. I knew him well, been in many of his home environments, all of that stuff. We were extremely close. So he is not a clean person. I cleaned up behind him quite a bit. Purple Lady 54. I don't like Andrew, but I saw the live and he said Darius Soul on Fire was funny. Yeah, it was hilarious. And I got my own stuff with Andrew too behind the scenes. But yeah, I agree with you. Felicia B, let's talk about those 3 drinks at Cracker Barrel. That's what I tell you about letting on stuff outside the group. No, I'm just joking. And that's another promo for joining our VIP group or whatever, Facebook group. Not say whatever. Ivy Coach for Life's the last one. Yes, that's correct. The links to Reddit, LSA, etc. Please. Okay, yes, I'll put that in our Facebook VIP group. I saw somebody, Felicia B. Hold on. It's is it freezing on me? Hold on, y'all. I wanted to pull this up. Oh, it did freeze on me. I don't know if y'all can hear me. Can y'all? Okay, I'm back on. Yeah, I'm gonna try to get this fixed, y'all, because this is so irritating. But yes, albinos. So he West Side. Yes. So albinos is, and again, these are things we'll talk about even on Patreon, because I'll give y'all the story time stuff that I won't say on the YouTube side about even this interaction with Darius and all of that. But yes, that was one of a restaurant he actually introduced me to in the early 2000s, and he still goes to when he is in Chicago. But with that, I thank you guys. We have spent a great Tuesday midday together, and I thank you all for joining me. Look forward to seeing you guys. I was about to easily say tomorrow, then I'm like, do I want to come on tomorrow? I will put it in. I will schedule it. So I'll decide when the next live, but definitely Wednesday night, we will have a live. I do have a prior engagement like a little earlier. So our live may start around 8:30 p.m. on Wednesday, but we will definitely have a live on Wednesday. And then we can see what shenanigans come up on the other side. Because somebody ain't gonna be happy about it, but we going full speed ahead with this one. And thank you so much to my moderators on the YouTube side. We have Don Smart. Thank you so much. I'm hoping I miss y'all because I just scroll real quick. Tisha W, thank you. I know I saw Marianne Coker in there earlier as well. Thank you all for the front end moderation. And I hope I haven't missed anyone because like I said, I'm just scrolling real quick. Also, thank you to Alice Blessed Child of God. She is backstage on our StreamYard side. And we will be looking for additional moderators for the back end for this StreamYard side. So if you're interested in that, the best way to let me know is to send me a text message in the VIP Facebook group. I'm sorry, not VIP text. we got a lot of stuff going on, y'all. I'm trying to keep it all straight. In our VIP text community, and usually I say you already have to be a moderator on our YouTube side to even qualify, because we can't just be letting everybody do everything, because you don't know who you can trust. We got the ops, so I have to be mindful about how I do things when I'm adding people to our community, especially behind the scenes. But anyway, send me a text message if you're interested in that, and then we'll work through. There is a process. I do have qualifiers, but and part of it is engagement. That's the key. So if you're already engaged and have been around a little while, send it. If you're brand new, hold on tight, wait a few months, then hit me up, because people have that level of access, just because I don't know who's who, and it takes a while for us to get to know each other. Just like real life, you don't give the keys to your house to somebody you just met last week. So as your spare keys, where you're like, oh, if I get locked out my house, hold these keys for me. You ain't giving that to no stranger. So thank you all for the super chats, those who've given the cash apps. But with that, I will see you guys on the other side, and I will see you in our hold on, I'm messing up. I will see y'all over in our Facebook VIP text community. Yeah. This thing is freezing. All right, y'all. I'm just gonna end this live on that note, and fix all this on the back end edit. So y'all have a good day. Stay blessed, and until next time, I will see each and every one of you, if the computer ever gives me the end.